Are there moments like when I first saw you today, you were really busy. You said you have a big project coming up.
Hmm.
How do you how many jobs for you is too many for you that you start to realize that I'm not really focusing or I'm not giving like 100% to something? Like, do
Yeah.
you find the struggle of focus sometimes?
It's like feast or famine sometimes, it
Mm.
feels like. All of a sudden, I go from, which is totally not even like, I'm gonna, I think things that are not like, I shouldn't think them. But like, Katie knows, like 2 months ago, I was like, oh my God, the fall looks like I've got nothing lined up. And literally in like 3 days, the fall's
Yeah,
done
completely. Yeah.
completely. Like, I can't say yes to anything else
Mm.
unless it's like very well managed.
Mm.
Um, and how much is too much? That's really hard. I'm still, to be honest, just like trying to figure that out. Um, Katie works for me on project to project. I have someone working right now at the studio. She's spray painting,
Nice.
and just went and got a bunch of paints. And so I think like my younger self would have uh, maybe not like delegated as much as I do now. And I've learned how important it is to like just let other people do it.
Mm.
And like it's hard for me to let go of control sometimes or
Right.
like not be like right next to the person while they're doing something so I can kind of like monitor what's going on. But like that's like learning and growing too now. Like I've got a bunch of freelancers that will are awesome and want to
Right.
be creative and they want hours and they want to work. And so delegating has been major.
Mm.
And I think my goal is to have more of a full-time crew
Sure.
so that we can take on little things and big things and always have things going. Um, so I don't know. I don't know what the too much is or but I know how I feel inside when it's too much and it's usually because I haven't delegated or
Right.
given the proper like timeline to my client.
Yeah.
Clients like you think like the bigger the client that you're going to have all this lead time and like
It's usually the
and
opposite.
it's literally the opposite.
Yeah.
So like I'll have this project that like it's not cloudy or I don't know, it's
Mm.
not something like so exciting or whatever. And it's so well managed and we have the proper amount of time and budget. And then I have these other projects that are like dream projects and they come in and they like take all the energy and time and they have to be done in a week.
Mm.
And that can be really hard because I don't want to say no to those because it's
Right.
like what drives me and it's passion.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't, it's always an ebb and flow of like, I still have a hard time trying, saying,
Absolutely.
do we say yes to this? Do we have
Mm.
enough time?
Mm.
And I always, when I'm excited, I want to say yes and I want to do it.
Mm.
So
Do you have anyone around you that you confer to with those decisions, or do you find that you are kind of like in this solo boat sometimes that you have to make these tough decisions and you're unsure about if this is the right decision or not?
I do have people I could,
Mm.
and I don't like reach out.
Mm.
And that's actually a really good point. I have friends that I trust that I could call and they'd be like, Liz, you're really excited about it, but it's not that big of a deal.
Sure.
And maybe you should say
Mm.
no.
Do you struggle with taking advice sometimes?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yes and no. It depends on what it is. Like, it depends on what it is. I can be very stubborn though. And when I have an idea about something, I'm very excited and then like I think it's going to be one way and then I just have blinders on
Right.
except for that thing. Um so yeah, I can struggle with that sometimes.